like personally, what keeps me interested in true crime stories, and same with dark history, is like the why of it all.
Yeah.
Like, why is this? How does a person just wake up one day and do what they did?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Some people snap.
But usually, like, there's a pattern. And that's why in my murder mysteries, like, I always go back to, like, I follow the killer from the beginning because usually there's signs and, like, you see it progress. And that's the part I'm interested in. And it's like, I want to know, like, what to look out for. What are things, like, you could prevent from happening? And just, the why of it all. And, like, humans just fascinate me.
I know. I want to listen. I'm going to go listen. I'm going to go. What's one of your favorite episodes? Like if someone's listening and they've never watched any of your content, like, is there a story or one that you would say, like, this is where you should start?
No.
No. Okay.
No, one that, like, honestly I think about a lot is I think it was called the corn rake murder.
Ooh.
It was about this guy in Idaho, one of those. And he's a farmer. He ran a farm, and he had his wife that would run the farm with him, and he had his kids. And every day he would go out and, like, run the farm. The wife was having an affair, and the wife ended up getting murdered with a corn rake. And the husband got convicted of it. But when you start, like, listening to the story and, like, putting together the evidence, I don't think he did it. And, like, it keeps me up some nights because
So he was, like, actually convicted and, like, that is it.
Yeah. And he was, like, stood by his innocence. Like, if you could watch interrogation videos, but, like, he just seems like he didn't do it. And I think he thought the justice system was going to be on his side. And he was like, I'll testify, like, because I have.
He thought he had nothing to hide. Yeah.
Exactly. And, yeah. And
so
he got convicted. And that one I think about a lot. And yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. I'm gonna go to that one because it's not often that I feel like the person didn't do it. Like most of the time you're like, oh, you figure it out. Yeah. It's the man. No, I'm just kidding. But usually if I leave like that, it sits with me. I'm like, but I need to know, or like, and sometimes you see 10 years later, like 20 years, like things get overturned or whatever.
Right?
But okay, I'm gonna have to listen to that one.
I don't know if that one will though.
I know.
Because I don't know. I mean, we'll see.
Okay, so we'll have to listen to the hints and see how we feel. If we feel this, I have to tell you if I feel the same way.
Yeah, the comment section, they're going off, and I think they figured it out. I'm hesitant to say it because I don't want to, like, put someone on blast if they didn't do it.
Yeah, you're like, I don't want to go that. Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, but the comment section, they were onto something, and I was like, I see you.
Okay, so you guys, everyone was aligned. Everyone's like, we're here. We agree. Okay,
yeah,
that's a good start. But other than that, I mean, really, they can just go to your YouTube and pick anything, and they're gonna have a great experience regardless of what it is.
Or they won't, and that's okay.
Yeah. and then bye. Yeah. No. But so that's good to know. Interesting. You don't have like necessarily a favorite story, a favorite episode. You take them all as they come.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does Chris Watts have a special place in your heart? That's a weird thing to say.
Right? Right.
But not Chris Watts himself, but the story.
I know. Because I think about that sometimes. I'm like, damn, that really dark story, like, started it all for me. And it's pretty dark in itself.
Yes.
Yeah. I look back on that one and I kind of die inside because I chose this nude lipstick that was just awful. And I thought I was killing it.
Yeah.
And I look back and I'm like, oh my God.
You're like, why does this have to be this first one? Like, why?
Yeah.
It was just like, was it concealer, like lips vibe, or was it just, it's like super nude?
Are you familiar with MAC Myth?
Oh my God.
It's concealer pretty much.
Yes.
I was just like,
no, it is white. Like almost. It's borderline, like peach white. Yeah.
And like that's what I went with.
I'm sure you slayed it.
I mean, I started somewhere.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. On the subject of obviously just you and your channel and your content, like, are you looking just to keep going with this? Like, do you ever feel burnt out? Like, how do you feel about continuing down this path? Because I mean, you're busy and you have a lot going on, and you're producing multiple shows and participating and being the talent in them also. So yeah, like what does the future look like, do you think?
That's a good question.
No, you're like, let's talk it out right now.
Yeah. I don't know. I do think about it a lot because I don't know. Well, not a lot. I try not to think about it a lot because it stresses me out. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just like down for the ride.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I want to keep doing it as long as they'll have me, my audience, and as long as I feel up to it, of course. I feel like there was a time, like last year specifically, I was just going through a lot. I was getting burnt out.
Yeah.
But then I just realized I needed to get like my health in order. I needed to take care of myself. I wasn't taking care of myself. I was just
going.
Yeah, going, eating like garbage, not sleeping, not having water. I was just not well.
Yeah.
And again, it was just, I was too in it and I needed to like set boundaries and like, okay, no more work. I had this like little motto in my head, like no more murder after 7 p.m. So no more true crime, no more work. Don't think about it after 7. It's done.
Yep.
And then just getting on a schedule every day of like, I'm waking up at this time. I'm having breakfast at this time. I go to bed at this time and like sticking to it. And it sounds so silly, but like that has changed everything about like just how I feel, how I'm able to do things, cutting down screen time, not looking at negative comments and like limiting how much phone time I have was major. I give myself like when a video goes live, usually I give myself like 15, sometimes 30 minutes to go through and like respond to some comments. But other than that, shut it down. Don't look back.
Yep.
And like doing all this like really helped me mentally because I was just in it.
Yeah. Well, I can see how it could be all consuming, like 100%.
All consuming.
Especially when you don't have a traditional 9 to 5. It does bleed in probably to all hours of your day.
Right.
You're like
just
waking
out of
up
habit.
thinking,
You're like with everything.
Yeah.
I hated it.
Yeah.
I still hate it.
Yeah.
I have a toxic relationship with my phone.
But as we all do, yes.
Right?
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah.
And then of course, like the stuff I'm talking about with dark history and murder mystery, it was all bad.
Yeah.
So I just was not in a good place.
Yeah.
But I turned it around. I made some changes. Boundaries.
Yeah. Boundaries, structure, just what works for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does. It works for me. I'm like, I'm not perfect. I still have my days where I'm like, what am I doing?
Are you hitting